About 3 minutes off the 3, so we're just starting now. We just ran into a little technical problem, and I'm gonna bring up Mr. Simon Leeming right now. So, Simon, my friend, where he's coming up. There he is, my friend. I hit the wrong button, I think. So,
It's okay, Dino.
but no,
So
it's all good. It's all good, Simon. So it's it's great to have you on.
well, I'm delighted to be on Maori Church TV with you, Dino.
Thank you.
What a privilege! What a privilege!
Yeah, thank you very much, Simon. This is totally awesome, and I appreciate you letting me interview you. So Simon, so let's talk about wow, growing up. Like we want to get into a little bit of your history here, where when you started out and where you grew up, and now you're living in the States. But I want to know, and I'm sure a lot of
Yeah.
people out there,
So
where you grew up.
so yeah. So I was born in Dunedin,
Mm.
but we moved, shifted to the North Island early on, and spent most of my childhood in Upper Hutt City in Heretaunga, Upper Hutt City.
Oh yeah,
Um, and then we shifted to Auckland. We've been all around the place, and I came back to Heretaunga to go to St Patrick's Silverstream, where I went for quite a few years, and then ultimately my mum and dad went off to the States. He was a doctor, and he had a 1 year position, and the rest of the family sort of followed a year or so later. So I've been in the States a long time, Dino, most of
yeah,
my so-called grown-up years.
yes. Wow, and well, I can see that you've moved around a lot too, because I'm just looking at some of your, um, some of your things that you've done. Wow, it's been totally amazing. So I'm so excited to have you on, and I know Simon. You also represented New Zealand. Well, you're a native of New Zealand. You represented New Zealand, uh, doing business with the United States, and also New Zealand as you served as the honorary consul to New Zealand
Yeah.
and the States. Yeah, so it's amazing.
So it's a long story. But I'll try and shorten it.
Yeah,
Um, so Alice and I got married in 1986.
your wife,
Um,
Alice, yeah,
my wife, yeah, we have 5 children, and in the mid 90s, as most Kiwis do, we're sort of exiles once we're out.
yeah,
We call ourselves expats, but we're really self-exiled. And I was just aching to get back
right.
home to New Zealand. So my wife and I and our children, except for our youngest,
Hmm.
went back to New Zealand to have a look around, and we decided, yes, we were going to return in the mid 90s. And then along came Isabel, and it just got too complicated. So I said to myself, okay, I want to give back to New Zealand. How do I do it?
Yes.
And magical things happened. I got invited onto the U.S. New
Oh yeah.
Zealand Council to follow Dennis McLean, who was quite high up in New Zealand government for a wee while. And
Right.
then when Jim Bolger, who I knew, came to the US as the New Zealand
Yeah.
ambassador, I was asked whether I wanted to be the honorary consul for Boston and New
Wow.
England, the 6 New England states. And of course, I put my hand up and said, love to. And that was 20 years ago, Dino, and what a ride it's been.
Well, I can see by like I've done some bit of research here. My God, you've been a very busy man, and you were educated in Suffolk University.
Yeah, so I was actually educated at Boston University, and then I was in Wales,
Yes, I
out
read
of,
that.
out of Wales for a couple of years, and then came back and I went to law school here, and then practiced since 1980. I actually became qualified in New Zealand
Right.
as well. So I'm a member of a number of bars,
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
legal bars,
Yeah. Legal bars. I was
not to mention drinking bars.
yeah, I was gonna say legal bars. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and also you have been made member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, and congratulations for that, Simon. It's for your significant contribution to New Zealand and United States relationship. So
Well,
it's
thank you.
amazing.
I prefer to call it a gong, which is the slang term for it. But
Yeah.
I was quite honoured to get it myself, and I think it was basically because during the Boston Marathon, myself and Shane Retty,
Right.
who's a good friend of mine, who's now a member of Parliament
Yes.
from Honorary, Shane and I went around to all the hospitals when the whole city was in lockdown, and we were able to find out that there really no New Zealanders were killed or no New Zealanders were injured.
Right.
Um, and as a consequence of that and some other stuff, yeah, they gave me the nod and I got a gong and I was sworn in at Government House uh, a year later. It was a great occasion.
So, how long you been over here in United States? Well, in New Hampshire, that's where you arrived.
Yeah,
There, and
yeah.
you've been
So
ever since.
off really, you know, for most of the 70s, actually, really continuously since about 1976, and so I've been here a long time.
Right.
But I've always been back and forth to New Zealand, always maintained the contact and made sure that that the New Zealand, the Kiwi part of me, didn't get subsumed by the US part. And I think I've been able to do that.
Yeah, I think you have too. So, I also know that you're a big rugby fan. You love your rugby. I know that, and I have a picture here of you and a very good friend of yours. Do you know that guy there?
Yeah, well, that's Hone, John Royal. So John and I,
Oh,
um,
Royal. Yeah.
yeah, John and I met many years ago, and he's in 2006 we started playing rugby with my hangi, but ever since then we've traveled the world following rugby. We've been to Argentina, we've been to Japan,
Right.
we went to London for the 1999 no sorry the 2011
Yes.
World Cup final. And we're great mates, and John and I are not only good friends but teammates, as you
Yeah.
can see from the photo.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do here, Simon, I'm gonna go out of the screen because I want to enlarge the photo a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and ask you a question.
Of
So
course.
because I want to.
Yep. Like ships passing in the night, isn't it? Yep.
Now I'm going to come back up now. Now I just wanted to know. It looks like you said something to him. Did you say something like, "Next time, John, pass the ball"?
I said, John, no more hospital passes to me, please. I like my health as it is.
Yeah, I felt you must have said something to him on the way. So that was pretty funny. When I found that picture, I thought I better put that one up there, and
Of course. Yeah. Yep.
that was funny. And of course, well, like I said, you follow rugby around and you love rugby. So look at that gentleman in the middle there. See that?
Well, of course, Coach, I think that's the only known photo of him actually smiling. Um, and
Really?
we grabbed him when the All Blacks were in Chicago some years ago,
Yeah.
and it's John and me and our mate Mike Simpkins from West Auckland.
Oh, okay, okay. No, that's really cool because not very many people, some people, but not very many people get a picture taken with the coach of the All Blacks. So that that's a nice one there. And I also have, like I said, I've done a little bit of research. You know, I've got a picture here of your wife and a good friend of mine, Miriama.
Yes, so there's me and Alice. Alice has her a hangi t-shirt on, and there's Miriama. I think that was at the DC hangi a couple of years ago. And of course, she's back in Aotearoa now, but she's doing great stuff for New Zealand, and was a big fixture and feature with the expats over here in the USA.
Yes, yes, that's right. Yeah, and of course, I know there's another question I have for you. I know you've been involved in um, having hangis down on your property, um, and uh, and you've been doing them for quite some time, and that's pretty big. I believe, Simon. You know what? You've like 16 years or 18 years, something like that.
Years, 18 years, Dino. Um, anybody who wants to watch it, 8 o'clock tonight, Boston time, you're hosting a whole feature on it, and you'll
That's right.
find people who don't know about the hangi will
That's
find
right.
a little bit about it. But it became an institution. We're sad to see it go, but there's a reason we're headed back to Aotearoa ourselves to be with our children
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the land of my birth.
That's right, and that's another thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that because you're heading home uh, in a few weeks, maybe a month or so, a couple of months or so. So, what's the feeling of going home, Simon?
Well, it's bittersweet. We've, you
A lot of
know,
friends.
we have lots and lots of friends here. I work for a law firm here, and
Yes,
it's a great firm to work for. I'll continue to maintain some sort of legal relationship with my firm
yeah.
back. But since I came here many years ago, my heart has called me back to New Zealand, and here, sort of in my 60s, I finally get the opportunity to go back. Part of the reason, of course, is whānau, is our family. We
Yes,
have my oldest daughter, um, who married our son-in-law Matt. Good man. He played rugby with
right.
us, and he passed the test when he did pretty well out on the pitch. Um, and they have two of our mokos, two of our grandchildren,
Yes.
Maeve and more recently Kian, who's a little over a month. My daughter Caroline's in Sydney with her partner Alex, a good man,
Yes.
and my daughter Tori is in Boston with her partner Jeff. Again, a good man. We've been very lucky with the selections of our children with their mates. And Charlie, who's not in a relationship, he's playing the field in Wellington, and I'm sure he's doing pretty well. And then our youngest daughter, Isabel, with Garth, is in Hamilton.
I was in Hamilton, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I got to say that your son and your daughter Carolyn and Charlie, they've played a major role in helping Maori Chair TV do in the production of putting this together for you tonight. This is
Yes,
going to
well,
be an event.
Caroline's in public relations where she does very well, and Charlie's in film. He actually was part of the team for uh,
Avatar.
Avatar 2 with James Cameron in Wellington. So
Yes,
they've both been really helpful to us, haven't they, Dino?
yes. Yeah, Charlie has been very, very helpful to me, especially when it comes to editing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been amazing, and now all your friends at like John Roy, well, all the friends that you've made over here, they all know that you're going back to New Zealand, and some of us, like I live in Canada, Toronto, Canada, and some of us are jealous. But
Well,
as
there's
soon as all this is over, hopefully we will get a chance to go home and celebrate with you too.
well, it's funny. Over the last year, a lot of people that I know have headed home. Um, Albie McElroy,
Yes,
Hera Smith, um, many others, Kate King Brown,
yes.
good friends of ours
Yeah.
who've made it back, and we're looking forward to doing the same.
Well, it's great, and I'm sure you're going to. Well, first of all, you're going to enjoy yourself back there with your mokapunas, and they'll be so excited to see you, Simon, because
Yeah,
now you're going
yeah.
to, you know,
There's a special place for
yeah,
being grandparents, and Alice, her heart is aching to
yeah,
get back
I'm
and
sure.
to be around the mokos. So yes,
Yes,
it's a big draw.
yeah, and like man, I tell you, you're going to be excited when you go home because there's going to be a lot of people waiting for you when you come home, and you're going to be a busy man. You're going to be a busy man when you go home. So, Simon, I
Yeah,
just want to touch on this event, and I'm glad now we're coming almost to the end, and I'm glad because we want to talk about this event that's being put on for you and Alice and the Leeming family tonight at 8 o'clock. It's a 1 hour show, and it's put on by the Maori Chair TV production team. And we're so excited for you, Simon. Really, really excited. So,
yeah. Well, so am I. I mean, we've had. I mentioned to the team earlier that the road towards this has been that the journey is as interesting and enjoyable
yeah,
as the destination. But John Royal and Wallace Wiremu
yeah,
Totoa Faraday and you, Dino, and Caroline and Ata Papa and Charlie, we've all sort of teamed together on this, and it's been a whale of a time.
yes. And I'm looking forward to this live virtual celebration tonight at 8 o'clock. And I just want everybody to tune in. You've got a few more hours, but it depends where you are, your time zone. You can, if you're having breakfast or you're having lunch or you're going to have dinner, but if you get a chance to tune into this tonight, it's going to be
Yeah.
amazing.
So
Simon,
it's
yeah,
at 2 in Aotearoa. It's at 2 p.m.
yeah, it's, yeah,
On Sunday. Yeah.
yeah, and I think in Australia it's 1 o'clock p.m. too. I think
Yeah.
an hour behind or
I
something,
wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that.
something like that. And well, we should ask John Rawl. He would have known all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's going to be exciting, and I'm just glad that everybody be able to like try and tune into it on Facebook, on YouTube, on Maori Chair TV. So we're pretty excited, because you're going to see a lot of people tonight. Um, they want to say a few words to Simon and Alice, so it's going to be exciting, and I'm pretty happy to for the team to do this for you, Simon. It's pretty
Thank
exciting.
you. Thank you, Dino. Thank you, Maori Chair TV. You are fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, well, we're just getting started on this. So before we wrap it up, Simon, is there anything that you like in Boston, because you well in New Hampshire, your your friends and your neighbors, and I'm sure they're gonna miss you, man. Like you've got so many friends that are gonna be heartbroken when
Well,
you leave.
yeah. I mean, the world is a lot smaller than it was when I came here. You used to have to write an aerogram, if you remember what that was. Um, you know, thin blue paper. But now you can just Skype or go on Messenger. There's so many platforms that it's easier. And in these days of COVID and remote,
Yeah,
etc., it's sort of become the norm, hasn't it, Dino? So we're good. We're not worried. We'll keep in touch with everybody, and we'll be back and forth.
yeah, amazing. Well, Simon, this is fantastic. Like I never thought I would get this opportunity to interview you, because you've been a very, very busy man, and doing what you're doing, and we really do appreciate it, and I really do appreciate getting the opportunity to interview you. So and I'm sure we will see you, I'm sure down in New Zealand. You're going home, and when I go and make a visit to New Zealand, I'm sure I will touch base with you somewhere along the way.
You will, Dino. And I checked my bank account this morning. That 100,000 you promised me for this appearance, I
Yes.
haven't seen it there yet. What's the
Oh,
story,
yeah.
mate?
Well, it's usually after. I don't give it before, because I want to see how the interview goes first. Before
Thanks.
before everything clears, and maybe it went to Honey.
I
Maybe it
could
went
have.
to John Roy. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It
If it has, I'll never see any of it. It's done.
That's your mate. So maybe, something went to him first, eh? But no, Simon, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much
Thank you, Dino.
for coming on. So everybody, don't forget, tonight at 8 o'clock. But just a little reminder that at 5 o'clock, I'm going to be doing Five Alive at 5. Did you hear about that one, Simon? Five
Yeah,
Alive. I sing
it's
5 songs.
yep. No, I've seen it. Dino, you're a man of many talents and a many splendid life too. So thank you.
I got to entertain the people, man. So, anyway, so thanks very much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you very much, Simon. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. You coming
Ka
on,
kite.
and kakite, and I'll see you, Simon, at 8 o'clock tonight. Right on, folks. Mr. Simon Leeming, and I'll tell you what. Tonight, you got to tune in tonight at 8 o'clock to see this virtual celebration for Simon, Alice, and the family. And there's lots of speakers we have on there. It's amazing. The speakers, some of them are very, very high class speakers. So you got to tune in tonight at 8 o'clock. But folks, I will see you at 5 Alive at 5. I got some good songs. So you can tune in, Facebook and YouTube. Folks, have yourself a great day. I'll talk to you, and I'll see you later. Cheers.